Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will practice listening, speaking, and shadowing techniques. If you are new here, shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it right after, like an echo. It helps you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. Today's lesson will include listening practice, speaking practice, and shadowing exercises. And of course, everything will be inside an exciting English story. So what is our story today? Today, we will follow the adventure of a young traveler named Daniel. He lives in a small town, but one morning, something unusual happens that changes his ordinary life forever. Now, let's get started with the story. Daniel was an ordinary young man living in a small town near the mountains. His days were always the same: wake up early, eat breakfast, help his father in the family shop, and spend evenings reading books. He loved stories of adventures, but he never imagined his own life could turn into one. One quiet morning, Daniel found a letter under his door. The paper was old, the ink faded, and the handwriting strange. It was not like any normal letter. The envelope had no name, no stamp, no sender, just his name, Daniel. He opened it slowly. Inside, the message was short. If you want to discover the truth, go to the old bridge at sunset. Do not tell anyone. Daniel's heart started to race. Who sent this? What truth? Why him? For the rest of the day, he could not focus on anything. While helping his father in the shop, his mind kept wandering back to the letter. By evening, he had made his decision. He would go. When the sun started to set, Daniel walked quickly through the empty streets. The sky turned orange, the air cooler, and the shadows longer. Finally, he reached the old stone bridge. It was quiet. No one was there. He waited. Then, he heard soft footsteps. From the shadows, a tall figure appeared, wearing a dark coat and carrying a small leather bag. The man stopped in front of Daniel and whispered, "You received the letter. That means you are ready." Daniel froze. Ready for what? He had no idea. The man handed him a small wooden box. Inside this box is something very important. Protect it, and your life will never be the same. Daniel opened the box with shaking hands. Inside, he saw a silver key shining in the dim light. The man continued, "This key opens a door that many people have searched for, but only you can find." Before Daniel could ask anything, the man disappeared into the shadows, leaving Daniel alone on the bridge, holding the mysterious silver key. Daniel couldn't sleep that night. He kept the silver key under his pillow, turning it over in his mind again and again. What door did it open? Why was he chosen? And who was that mysterious man? The next morning, while walking through the town, Daniel noticed something strange. People were whispering. Some looked at him with curiosity, others with suspicion. It was as if they knew something. At the market, an old woman stopped him. She stared at him with sharp gray eyes and said quietly, "You found the key, didn't you?" Daniel froze. "How do you know about it?" he asked nervously. The woman only smiled and said, "Not everyone can see the path. But if you are holding the key, the path will soon appear." Daniel tried to ask more, But the woman had already disappeared into the crowd. That evening, Daniel returned home and took out the box again. He held the silver key in his hand. For a moment, it seemed to shine brighter than before. Suddenly, he noticed something new. On the side of the box, there was a small engraving, a symbol of a tree with roots and branches. He remembered seeing that same symbol once before, carved into an old stone at the edge of the forest. Without hesitations, Daniel decided to go there. The forest was dark, filled with the sound of owls and the rustling of leaves. After walking for nearly an hour, he found the stone with the tree symbol. But this time something was different. At the base of the stone, the earth looked disturbed, as if someone had recently moved it. Daniel knelt down and pushed the soil away. Slowly, a small iron door appeared, hidden under the roots. His hands trembled as he brought out the silver key. Could this be the door the man had spoken about? He inserted the key into the lock. It turned smoothly with a soft click. The ground shook slightly, and the door creaked open. A narrow staircase led down into the darkness. Daniel took a deep breath. He knew there was no turning back now. Holding a lantern, he began to descend the stone steps, deeper and deeper into the hidden passage. As he went further, the air grew colder, and the walls were covered with strange symbols glowing faintly. At the end of the staircase, he found himself in a large underground hall. In the middle stood a massive wooden table, and on it lay an old map. The map showed mountains, rivers, forests, but also places Daniel had never seen before. At the bottom of the map, the same tree symbol was drawn. Suddenly, Daniel heard a voice echo through the hall. "You have unlocked the path, Daniel. But are you ready for the truth?" His lantern flickered, and in the shadows he felt he was no longer alone. Daniel's heart raced as he turned toward the voice. From the shadows, three figures slowly emerged. They wore long cloaks, and each carried a staff with the glowing tree symbol at the top. Their faces were hidden, but their presence filled the hall with a heavy silence. One of them spoke, the same deep voice Daniel had heard before. "You are the chosen keeper of the key. But this path is not meant for the curious. It is meant for the brave." Daniel swallowed hard, gripping the lantern tighter. "What is this place? What do you want from me?" The second figure stepped closer and placed a hand on the map. "This map shows not just land, but destiny. Long ago, a great secret was hidden beneath the earth. A secret that could protect our world or destroy it." Daniel leaned in. On the map, he noticed a mark. A red circle deep in the mountains. "What is hidden there?" he asked. The third figure finally spoke, her voice calm but strong. "It is the source, the origin of life, power, and knowledge. For centuries, guardians like us have kept it safe, but the balance is breaking, and now you must decide if you are strong enough to protect it." Daniel felt overwhelmed. Just days ago, he was a simple young man living in a quiet town. Now, he was standing in a secret underground hall, facing cloaked guardians, holding a key that could change everything. The first guardian lifted his staff, and the symbols on the wall began to glow brighter. A path appeared on the map, leading from Daniel's town to the distant mountains. Your journey begins here. The key you hold will unlock the final gate, but beware. Shadows follow those who seek the source. Suddenly, the ground trembled. A low growl echoed through the tunnels. Daniel turned, and dark shapes moving in the distance, crawling along the stone walls. The guardians raised their staffs. "They have already found us," one of them said. "Daniel, you must leave now. Take the map. Take the key. Your fate awaits you in the mountains." Daniel grabbed the map, tucked it under his arm, and ran up the staircase. Behind him, the hall filled with light and sound, chants, growls, and the clash of unseen forces. When he emerged from the hidden door in the forest, the night sky was full of stars, but he could still hear the echoes of the underground battle. He looked down at the key in his hand and whispered, "What have I gotten myself into?" And yet deep inside he knew. There was no turning back. The path had already chosen him. Daniel's journey was long and difficult. He walked for days, crossing rivers, forests, and rocky hills. Each night he studied the map, tracing the glowing path with his finger. The red circle in the mountains grew closer, but so did his fear. One night, while resting near a fire, Daniel heard whispers in the dark. He stood quickly and saw two glowing eyes staring at him. The creature stepped into the light, a shadow beast, tall and covered in smoke-like skin. Daniel grabbed the key from his pocket. The beast growled, but as soon as the key touched the air, the creature stepped back, hissing. The key shone like silver fire, and Daniel realized it was more than a key. It was protection. The next morning, he finally reached the mountains. Towering cliffs rose high into the sky, and in the middle stood a stone gate carved into the rock. The same glowing tree symbol was etched into its center. With trembling hands, Daniel placed the key into the gate. The ground shook, the stone rumbled, and the massive door slowly opened. Inside, a blinding light filled the cave. Daniel stepped forward, shielding his eyes. At the heart of the cave was a crystal pool. It glowed with colors he had never seen before, blue, gold, and green swirling together. He realized this was the source the guardian spoke of. The air was warm, almost alive, and he felt his heart calm. But behind him, the sound of footsteps echoed. Daniel turned to see figures entering the cave. They were not the guardians. They were hunters, dressed in black, with eyes filled with greed. One of them shouted, "Take the source!" Daniel stood between them and the pool, holding the key tight. He knew this moment was why he was chosen. His fear faded, replaced by courage. The hunters rushed forward, but as they touched the pool, the light exploded. The cave shook violently, and a voice filled the air. "Only the pure of heart may protect the source." The hunters screamed as the light consumed them, leaving nothing but silence. Daniel fell to his knees, exhausted but unharmed. The key glowed one last time and then dissolved into light, sinking into the crystal pool. Daniel stood tall. He had protected the source. His life would never be the same, but he finally understood. Sometimes destiny chooses you even when you are not ready. He walked out of the cave, the morning sun rising above the mountains, and whispered, "This is only the beginning. Now, let's practice shadowing. I will say a sentence, and then it's your turn to repeat after me. I am ready for this journey. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. I am ready for this journey. The key will guide me. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. The key will guide me. I am not afraid anymore. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. I am not afraid anymore. This is only the beginning. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. This is only the beginning. I will protect the source. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. I will protect the source. Courage is stronger than fear. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. Courage is stronger than fear. That's the end of today's story and practice. I hope you enjoyed this adventure and improved your English listening, speaking, and shadowing skills. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what kind of stories or topics you would like next time.